Hey, what's up? It's Dominic D'Angelo. I'm flying solo today. I'm at vadfreeshows.com, SEScoops.com, Studio1Sports.com, and it's Rumor and Innuendo. So just so you know, boom, I'll pop it up right there. So you're all familiar. Hello. I'm trying to adjust my camera here and adjust my computer. Yes, happy to be here. We got some fun things to talk about, particularly AEW Dynamite and what's to happen there tonight. Seems like they have quite the lineup. I was just listening before I got on air, and I just got back to my place, by the way. That's why it's a little late. But I was just listening to the Buffalo Bills press conference. And my goodness, you want to talk about some interesting characters. It is the ownership of the Buffalo Bills. And that's coming from a Jets fan. Look, I know what a dumpster fire looks like, and that is the New York Jets. The Bills can mask their dumpster fireness with a good quarterback and a good coach. Now, they let one of those people go. Sean McDermott is now gone from the Buffalo Bills, and that's why they're having this press conference. And my goodness, is Rumor and Innuendo Buffalo? Are we the Buffalo Bills? Are we? Well, I know Robert's not. He's more put together than I am. But man, the damn it Doms. I don't know if I can handle an NFL franchise, let alone a podcast by myself. Let's say hi to some folks in the chat here. Triple E says, "What's up? What's up, Triple E?" Jeff Henninger says, "Hello, R&I. It's cold outside. Might need some excitement to warm up." Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Willie Thornberry says, "I'm so excited to see if Dom can nail the intro." I didn't. I missed it big time. I forgot my own website, Studio1Sports.com. By the way, full event of Exodus New Game Plus is up, so you can tune into that. You can also just watch the match that I right now posted is the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship match that aired live on my channel. Couldn't believe it. Very happy about that. So yes, it's Silas Mason taking on Anthony Green. It's a really, really fun match. More matches will be posted here today, so be on the lookout for that. Let's see. Devin Dre Owen says, "Hello, R&I. Is this the team facing our FTR tonight? Who is this team?" Well, yes, let's give some context to that since AEW has not. We'll give that in a second, though. 135. What the hell? What is 135, Devin Dowling? I'm not sure what that means. Not sure. It's 12:01. Do you know where your podcast hosts are? Who gets that reference? I kind of get it. Do you know where your... Oh, isn't that like the curfew announcement that they used to make way back when? Do you know where kids are? It's something. I think that might be it. And then Tony Gong says, R&I is never late, nor is it early. It arrives precisely when it means to. That's right. It's an organic show. Organic. So I'd really try to should be on time. But yes, I like walked back with plenty of time. And like then I get into the door and I look at my phone and it's 11:59. I'm like, what? And I still had to set up my camera and my microphone, so hence why I'm a little late. All right. Well, what won't be late is Dynamite. So let's I guess. Oh my God, what the heck? Let's just get excited. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. All right, now not that I'm not enthused or excited for Dynamite tonight. But yes, I figured I'd give a little flavor and let's go with cautious optimism, huh? How's that sound when we look at what Dynamite has on tap tonight? Okay, X. We're going to take a look at the full-blown card here, break it down for all you fine listeners, and let's have a good time, huh? Let's have a good time. We got Swerve Strickland taking on Kevin Knight. Ooh, that should be actually a really good match. The context that AEW gives is Strickland told Kevin Knight that he was the future of this business after the Jets AEW World Trios title win. It looks like Swerve wants to put that to the test. They fight tonight. Should be a good match. I'm excited for that one. Oh, speaking of excited, Samoa Joe will be taking on Speedball Mike Bailey. That should also be. Listen, wow, they got a good card tonight, actually. Samoa Joe taking on Speedball Mike Bailey should be fun. Also, turn of the coin here, considering Swerve's a babyface taking on Kevin Knight. Samoa Joe is a heel taking on Speedball. Kenny Omega is in action again against Josh Alexander. Didn't they fight each other? Isn't Josh Alexander the one that quote unquote put him on the shelf? Is that what is the thing going on? They should build to this more. Here's the thing I took note of last week. I think it was last week. Might have been the week before. Pretty sure it was last week. Don Callis came out with Alexander and somebody else on his other side. But like something I took major note of is Josh Alexander's got personality and charisma that is very much untapped in AEW. Like the facial expressions he was making himself like unique and like ready to. He was just like kind of like I don't know really how to compare it to somebody else, but almost like a Steiner Braun Breaker kind of vibe to him in certain ways. But like just this confidence of like this guy could kick your ass big time, and like get a microphone in front of him, have him talk. Hopefully we get some of that tonight because he can talk, and he's got the physique and the look and everything. It's just like make him like a big prominent figure of the Don Callis family. I mean, it's cool he's going up against Kenny Omega, but is this gonna just be in a loss? Like that's what it feels like. A lot of these feels like they're gonna be in a loss, and we'll get to some of that. So like Swerve, I mean, I think he'll beat Kevin Knight. Nothing wrong with that necessarily. It's just you get a young competitor going up against a veteran like Swerve. It makes sense. But Josh Alexander is an established former TNA champion that was really highly regarded too as an all-time champion for the company. And now he's going up against Kenny, which is great, but there's no story build. There's not a whole lot really going on that like the attention to detail is lacking when it comes to this. Like you should have had Josh Alexander be built this whole time Kenny was off television and like just talking trash, talking smack, doing all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily against him losing, but like make it worth your while instead of him just like, oh, he's a side character. And that's what he's been in the Don Callis family, unfortunately. Like put him in a prominent position that makes him feel like a credible guy to go up against somebody like Kenny Omega because he is. And they're going to have a great match, but where's the meat behind the potatoes? Because that's potatoes are good as a side, but we want the meat, man. Give me the meat slapping. So that should be good. Speaking of Don Callis family, we got a street fight. This makes zero sense to me. Oh my god, this makes completely zero sense to me. What is going on? We have the Death Riders. Are they baby faces? What the hell? Certainly John Moxley is a baby face, but Wheeler Utah. I have a complex about saying his name ever since Robert's trashed me about it. Utah. That's what I'm going with. Utah. Okay, whatever. But he's tagging up with Mox and Danny Garcia. It's a street fight against the Don Callis family. That is Rocky Romero, Hechicero, and Lance Archer. Again, Lance Archer, another name that they do not utilize to his greatest potential. Very frustrated for Lance Archer's. I'm happy he's making money and living a full-time gig, being on a prominent wrestling promotion. But listen, there was so much you could have done with Lance Archer that you didn't do. And so, think about that. Way back when, I was so excited for Lance Archer, when he got paired with Jake the Snake. It's like, man, this is this felt like some. If you ever seen the TV show Justified, it's one of my all-time favorite TV shows. And the villains that Raylan Givens, the protagonist, would run into in Podunk, Kentucky, you could have done some really fun stuff with having a compound that Jake ran and having these wild nut job people in his stable. It could have been a lot of fun. And just dropped the ball on Lance Archer in so many ways. Just fortunately that they've done with a lot of talent. It's a shame to see. So why the hell are they having this street fight? This is unnecessary. I don't get it. Will they make it make sense? Because they got some legwork to do with that. define the Death Riders for me, please. For God's sakes, let's make that happen. Like, there is nothing that I am intrigued by the Death Riders. Like, they should turn on Jon Moxley and make Jon Moxley a babyface, and then have Claudio take the reins and be that figure that is like the new villain, top villain. And there you go. You're building another guy that should have been built a long, long time ago. Quoting Don McClain there. This is a Don McClain approved show, by the way. Or we approve of Don McClain. I don't know if he cares about wrestling or not. God, what am I doing? MJF is live in Orlando. That's all they have him advertised as. So, I mean, that's fine. I mean, like, he's the champ. If he speaks, that's appointment television, I think, in a lot of ways. You know, where AEW needs some appointment television. Because, like I've said for years now, they kind of lost that appointment television when they lost first Cody Rhodes. He felt like appointment television for AEW big time. Anytime he would talk or he was in a match, it felt like a big deal. I mean, same with CM Punk. But obviously they lost him too. So it's just like MJF is the only guy that's really doing that right now, unfortunately. You know, where it's like, I have to tune in and listen to this guy talk. You kind of get that with Ospreay, but he needed some more moments, and he needs to. I think Ospreay. Is this odd take? He just needs to change his style. I think in general, like, he doesn't need to do all that stuff anymore. He doesn't. He's established himself. Pick and choose your moments, and make that happen when he comes back. All right. But we got MJF tonight. Megan Bayne is tagging up with Penelope Ford. She's healthy again. Wow. Okay. Taking on the Timeless Love Bombs in tag team action. This is fine. This is a good match to have, you know, but I am not buying into the Timeless Love Bombs. I'm just not a fan of that pairing. Mina and Toni Storm. I think, you know, it's kind of just brought Toni Storm down a little bit. What I am a fan of is Toni Storm and her odd relationship with Orange Cassidy. I think that's a lot of fun. And I think there's some more tangibility to that than there is with this pairing of Mina Shirakawa. And I just think, you know, have Mina turn heel and be a different type of kind of character that she still is, but different in certain ways. So I think this is a fine match, but look, what is Megan Bayne? Oh my God. It's every person on this card here, basically. There's somebody involved in one segment or match where it's just like, hey, they haven't done enough with this person. And Megan Bayne's one of them. No doubt about it. Are we going to get some, maybe something going on between Megan Bayne and Toni Storm? I sure hope so. I mean, that would be nice. I think you just need to put more of a highlight on Toni Storm. I agree with Robert in that concept. I think you can do that, though, too, and have her have this odd pairing relationship with Orange Cassidy. But I don't think her pairing with Mina Shirakawa has done either of them really any favors at this juncture. All right. So here's the main graphic was FTR taking on Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Somebody earlier asked who these people are in the chat here, and I will get to your comments here in just a second, by the way. Well, Jordan Oliver, I am very familiar with from my days at a previous promotion that Robert and I do not name on here. He was great. Jordan Oliver, really young at the time, didn't necessarily have the build that he does now either. I wish I remembered the faction that he was, the name of the faction that he was a part of. It was a super cool faction. It was him and Myron Reed, and I can't remember the other person's name in it, but they put like tape over their mouths, and it was like this really rebellious kind of crew that you almost wanted more from something like Hit Row when they were there. They were kind of like Devin. Yes, I did see that comment. That is the one. But I can't remember the name of that faction that they were in, but it was a really, really cool faction. And so, but Jordan Oliver, he got hurt. Like he was let go from the promotion that we were at, that we don't name. And then he went on GCW and everything, and like kind of just went solo, and like then he got hurt, and so he was on the shelf for a while. Returned to GCW, but like this, he has like this good heel kind of energy. But yes, that's what it was. Injustice. Thank you, Wrestling Old Head. That was the name of the faction, Injustice. Take a look at them. They were a lot of fun. Really cool, kind of like this upstart heelish group that like caused a lot of chaos, and like were like known to complain about things being unjustified for them. And speaking justified, but like they were awesome. It was an awesome, fun faction. And so that's where Jordan Oliver kind of cut his teeth a little bit on like a somewhat of a on-screen wrestling role. And so I've always been a fan of Jordan Oliver. He's a super nice guy backstage. And so him and it's Alex Price. There's a Colts wide receiver named Alex Pierce, so I keep mixing that up. But Alex Price, I know him from seeing him in action, stuff like that. He's super talented. I don't know him personally, but so what happened over the weekend since AEW didn't outright fill everybody in. This was a social media thing taken spark was MJF actually defended his championship, AEW World Championship, against Alex Price. So there's some history being made. First time the AEW World Heavyweight Championship was defended on an independent wrestling scene. Some people gave that criticism to make it feel like a lesser value. I think that's a stupid take because it kind of gives it the NWA World Title vibes. AEW is willing to defend this on the independent scene either. Now, if MJF got hurt, it's a different kind of story. It's a different debate to have. But like anybody can get hurt at any time. So I don't know. Is the risk worth the reward? I kind of think so. I think there's some value in having your champion defend once in a great while on the independent scene, like just going out there. Sure, it's not televised, but here's where the value could be is so AEW didn't. So what happened is MJF defeated Alex Price, and let me just make sure. Oh my gosh, my apologies. It's Alec Price. Okay, it's not Alex. It's Alec Price. A lot of Prices, Pierces, Alexes, but either way, so he defeated him, and then he presented AEW contracts to Alec and Jordan Oliver. And so now they're officially all elite. I think they got a graphic even. Shout out to RJ City. But so cool moment, right? Got some social media buzz, but didn't necessarily get a whole lot of buzz outside of social media, it seems, or the dirt sheets if you're not paying attention. So what would have been cool is maybe you give, and this is tough to do. I'll give AEW a little bit of leeway here because they haven't really had a show. I mean, Collision doesn't really count. And like, so they could promote it on Collision. Maybe they did for all I know. I don't know. But the buzz going around is get a microphone or a camera in front of Jordan and Alec and have them talk about, hey, we got signed, and maybe they'll present something tonight to help build context to that. Putting them in the match right now with FTR, do I like it or don't I? I'm mixed on it. It's neat to put them in the position of like, hey, they had just signed, but why are you going to have them lose right away? Why wouldn't you just bring them in and have them get a win to instead establish a new tag team in your division that is also gunning for those titles instead of, hey, they're this competitive rookie upstarts, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, and they're going up against FTR, the seasoned veterans, and then they're going to lose. So hopefully they protect them tonight. Let me just say this. So putting MJF in that situation where he actually defends the title on the independent scene and trying to get value of that, hopefully, like, the value will come, if the AEW did the right promotion for it. Now, history will tell us that they don't dot their I's and cross their T's. So will that necessarily happen? We'll see tonight, won't we? So that's the backstory for Alec Price and Jordan Oliver. Big fan of both. Really big fan of Jordan, and happy for him. So, and funny enough, Myron Reed is now an AEW talent as well. and he was also part of Injustice. And MJF was also a part of that company we don't talk about. A lot of these people cutting their teeth. Now, I do that in jest because Robert doesn't bring up the name, but I enjoy that company or working for them. I did. I had a lot of fun and got to interact with a lot of people too, including the Von Erichs. Where the heck are the Von Erichs? That's a great point. Holy crap. Yes. All right. I'm going to bring this up just because it's good to talk about. And Devin makes some Injustice, the Hart Dynasty, Fatu's faction. Yes. My God. They still do that now. I think Contra, which was great. It was a great era. It really was. There was some really creative factions. The Von Erichs were awesome. Who, my God, put them on AEW. It's just driving me nuts that they don't use these guys in the right manner. It does. It drives me nuts. Why not make the most of these people, huh? They're cool. They're cool characters. There's so much potential. There's so much, juice on the vine, whatever you want to say. But there's if you don't make the most of them, they're not going to mean anything. And that's a shame. It's like wasted talent and potential that is right there for you to do. Oh, interesting. Is he from the South? I thought he was from the main Boston area. Correct me if I'm wrong. Devin also adds, if you're not going to use them on TV, make them house show loop and use them there, or they're not developing. Yeah, you got to develop them. So, like I said yesterday on yesterday's show, Big Vito brought up a great point about injuries. I never considered this, but he said the body types nowadays is why a lot of talents get injured nowadays, because they're lean, they got muscular build, so there's not enough cushion or bulk to protect these guys from taking bumps after bumps after bumps. And I thought that was a really fascinating take because, this is a rough thing to get into, partner. I've never taken a bump. I do want to take a bump at some point, though. Yes, and put it in my repertoire. So if you will. All right. Okay. Okay, Wrestling Goldhead says, I watched Alec Price in AEW. He has the fundamentals and the presence for sure. I also saw him on DPW. So, there's, make the most of these people. And putting them in a match against your tag team champions right away is cool. Are you going to protect them? Or are you just going to job them out? And are they just going to get lost in the shuffle? It's not like they have a great track record. Oh, yes. Dre Owen says, "Oh, isn't the Butcher and Blade ready to come back?" Yeah, they took a picture. There was a picture online. I formed a social media relationship with the Butcher, and I do this inside joke with him because he liked I mentioned Christopher Cross to him or something, or he mentioned Christopher Cross one time. The Yacht Rock of Yacht Rock fame, sailing. I recommend that Christopher Cross album, by the way. That he won freaking a whole crap ton of Grammys for that album, by the way, his debut album. In 1980. Anywho, that's how I formed a relationship as we joke about Christopher Cross on social media. But yes, they're back, and I love the Butcher and Blade. I love them since they started. And again, it's just you could have done a lot with the Butcher. You could have done a lot with the Blade too. And the Bunny was there as well. So there we go. I just want to roll back here. Okay. I caught up on all the comments. Patiently waiting for the Rascals to have a segment with Rob Van Dam. Boom. Hey, we funny people might know of this person if you're online a lot is Kylan Myers. He's a huge fan of Ricochet, so he's always asking people to challenge and fight Ricochet. And so he got on our chat during the live recording with Rob and Vito, and another friend of the show, Maddie, super chatted about asking Rob to call out Ricochet on behalf of Kylan. I can't forgive my mispronunciation. But Rob did cut a promo to Ricochet. So who knows? Who knows what will happen? So there we go. Let's take a quick look at the dirt sheets here. I did not look at them today. Oh, so here's something. Oh, yes. My goodness. How did I not talk about this? I did see this on socials. Tommaso Ciampa has announced his eventual exit from WWE. And so he's going to be taking bookings at a certain time, but he made a huge announcement, a 2-screenshot note to everyone, thanking WWE, thanking his family. Really nice kind of send off for himself. And, but he'll mention that he's going to be available here coming up soon. And, man, like he was great in NXT. DIY was awesome. He, just kind of when he got up to the main roster, they used him a little bit with the Miz, if you recall that, and then I think he got hurt, and but then was off television for a little bit, came back, was on SmackDown, babyface DIY, heel DIY, and now he's his contract's running out, and he doesn't appear that they're resigning him, and so man, that is a talent to kind of scoop up. He's about my age. He might be a touch older than me, but I think we're both 40 years old. And so the same age as Cody as well. But it's like there's definitely something that he could go anywhere. If I were him, I mean, and I'm not, but I would just take a whole bunch of indie gigs and have some fun. Have some fun. Follow the loose blueprint that Cody laid out, and like just kind of cultivate yourself, showing up anywhere, wrestling for different kind of companies. I wouldn't spread himself too thin. Like, and when the time is right, I would sign with one of the promotions, whether that's like Devin says TNA, he's calling it now, or even AEW. But ooh, that ain't bad. See, everybody's fancy booking right now. Or he joins the Death Riders after they kick out Mox. LOL. Look, that would be a way to kind of shake things up, and you would immediately put him in a prominent position. Like he could be a guy like that you get right away and put right away, and like I think he could deliver on that in certain ways as well, from promos to his intensity and stuff like that. So I think there's certainly some value for AEW to sign Ciampa and make him like this just Sicilian psychopath, as he used to be called. So, yeah, that'll be interesting when things come around. Let's see. Wrestling Old Ed says, so if the rumors are true and AJ Styles is leaving WWE after Royal Rumble, does he show up in AEW and knock some dream matches off his list before he retires? Now, is his contract just up? Or like, is that why he would maybe go to other companies? Robert, we talked about this yesterday, and Wrestling Old Ed kind of mentions it here, but like him potentially losing to Gunther at Royal Rumble made a lot of sense. Like, I think it would be great. Like, I would miss AJ immensely. I think he's amazing. And like would like to see him have like a couple more matches. Like I'd love to see him up against Punk still, and maybe have some sort of fun run in WWE before he closes the book on it all. But like him losing to Gunther would certainly elevate Gunther even further as he continues, this retiring people thing. And Kevin Nash made a great point on his podcast, noting that like Gunther is not giving you that like Brock Lesnar monster mentality, because him kind of acting like a coward in certain ways is where the heat's coming from. Like if he's just beating everybody, where's the heat if he's just tapping your favorites out like, like a bitch, if you will, to quote uh W Raw. As they say bitch a lot on there, by the way. They need to figure out a different name term to use. But and so like Gunther kind of acting like this. Yeah, he tapped out Cena, but he taps out himself. We've seen Gunther tap out before, and he visibly tapped out to AJ. And so like there is that cool kind of heat story going on with Gunther. And I think like we said yesterday when I said yesterday with Robert, I'm seeing some kind of more so of that Gunther looking more credible and less like Milos from Seinfeld. And so, but like I thought about like AJ losing to Gunther at Royal Rumble makes sense. Like, and it would be a great storytelling element. But would AJ really retire in Saudi Arabia? That's the question I kind of have. Like the Saudi Arabia element is what kind of threw me off a little bit because I was thinking like, man, you're getting a huge payday. Of course, that would make sense to hey, I'm done after this huge ass payday, and then. But like, is that where you want your last masterpiece in Saudi Arabia, not like somewhere else? That's the question I have because it would make sense. Oh wait, who? Robert? Oh, is there another Robert in the chat I'm missing? Because Robert didn't say that. Trey. Robert said that he should Gunther beats AJ. Like, could you have Gunther win the Rumble then? After losing, would that still keep the heat, so to speak? And then AJ has Gunther's number this whole time, and maybe that's something that itches at Gunther throughout maybe 2026 is that AJ beat Gunther. But like, are you getting your value at the same time of Gunther beating Cena? Does it make him look less than? Because where is the heat after AJ beats Gunther? I don't know. Interesting. Cammy has joined us. Run it after morning. It's cold. The demanding Batley is begging for treats. Would Razor want a 16-year-old cranky friend? JK, maybe. Did you name your cat after Batley from Eureka's Castle? Batley was my favorite because he had glasses. Eureka's Castle was a great show, by the way. Big time. If you're not familiar with Eureka's Castle, Google it. Very fun puppet show, akin to the Muppets, but its own kind of unique thing. Batley, Magellan was the dragon. Eureka, she was the main Quagmire. And Bog, I think the other person's name was. I can't remember what the other. There was two like monster-looking people. Anywho. Wrestling Audit says they booked themselves in a corner because Gunther cannot lose after beating Cena. Yeah, but if Styles loses, how do they work around that? Well, they wouldn't. I think he would have to retire, right? I think it's an awesome storytelling element. It makes plenty of sense. Could you have AJ lose at Royal Rumble and then have his goodbye the next night on Raw? You could do that, and that would be a fine send-off, I think. But would AJ want to do that? That's the question. His last match takes place in Saudi Arabia. That's the thing that kind of throws me off a little bit now that I think about that a little bit more. That after Rob and I got off the air, I thought about that, and I was like, would that happen? Delete from X says, you just want him to retire in America? I mean, I don't. That's up to him. Either way. I mean, I just couldn't imagine him necessarily having his last match in Saudi Arabia. Just because of somewhat of the sour taste that it leaves in people's mouths. It's a polarizing country. It's just the way it is right now. They've done some pretty bad stuff over there. Let's just say maybe I wouldn't survive over there. Whatever. Okay. Devin says that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Cammy confirms it. Batley. He was my favorite. Yes, Batley. I have I have the Eureka's Castle puppet over there, actually. From you get him at Pizza Hut. It was the puppets at Pizza Hut. I got it for my niece, and then because Marcus, my brother, was showing him her old episodes of Eureka's Castle, and I was like, oh, I'll get her this Eureka's Castle puppet, but she already had it. So then I just kept it, and it's here. It's in my apartment. I'm trying to look for it, and I'm pretty sure it's over there. It's just hiding behind something. Well, that's a fair point. Delete, delete, delete. USA is more polarizing right now. I don't know. I mean, I think the whole world's pretty polarizing. USA is also, we're not getting into this, but yes, the country is very polarizing. That's a fair assessment. Delete, delete, delete. AJ loses, but buy tickets to attend future shows and to be a thorn in Gunther's side. I don't know. That's not a good way to send AJ off, I don't think. Because if he loses, he retires. He's supposed to retire. There's no reason for him to not retire. Unless they do some chicanery stuff, which is like super like controversial. Like AJ lost. Gunther clearly cheated. There's a lot of AJ clearly had the win, and this happened. Even that is kind of like, ugh. You're like, that was a retirement match. I don't know if there'd be a story out of that. I think I'm more a wrestling old head is in a certain way. They've kind of booked themselves into a corner here. Kind of like this one. Frankie Kazarian screws AJ. That'd be interesting. That'd be surprising. And then you could kind of have him go to TNA for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. You're throwing Kazarian just there without a whole lot of introduction to him. You'd have to maybe have Kazarian show up earlier on the programming, like on Raw before the Royal Rumble, and be like, hey, AJ, thanks for showing up on Thursday. I'm here too. I lost my title. I hear you might have your last match. Maybe I'll retire you. Or something like that. I don't know. Just thinking. AJ retires like Flair and shows up in TNA. Yeah, that would basically be it, right? Yeah. I don't know. Something to think about. Boy, what a polarizing show, eh? All right, I guess that'll do it for me. I went overtime, right? I gave you guys a good chunk of content here today. Hey, I'll be back tomorrow. So will Robert, likely, to talk about AEW Dynamite and any of the ongoings happening in the wrestling world. And you can catch us every Monday through Friday here on Ad Free Show's YouTube channel at the W Creative _ish X account, at the Dominic D'Angelo X account, on the podcast YouTube channel, Rumor and Innuendo YouTube, and Oh You Didn't Know YouTube. Also, SC Scoops X account and Podcast He's X account. So check us out all on there. Yes. Check out rvdtv.com. I've got a new GTA aesthetic I'm super excited about. And so I've been rolling out some new images for thumbnails, kind of new little intro. If you're a fan of Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that, I've fully embraced the Grand Theft Auto aesthetic on rvdtv.com. So I'm having a good time with that. And so check that out. Be sure to like the videos and subscribe to the channel and spread the word out about it too. So enjoy Dynamite, everybody, and enjoy each other. Best of luck in your future endeavors. And yes, thank you, Tommaso Ciampa, fellow Italian and potential Sicilian. I am with him. So bye. Shh.